The ongoing conflict between Israel and Palestine is one of the longest-standing and most complex political conflicts in modern history. The conflict has led to countless human rights abuses against the Palestinian people, including forced displacement, home demolitions, and restrictions on their freedom of movement. In this script, we will discuss some of the human rights abuses that have been committed against the Palestinian people, and the impact that they have had on the lives of Palestinians. The forced displacement of Palestinians from their homes is one of the most egregious human rights abuses committed against the Palestinian people. Since the founding of Israel in 1948, over 700,000 Palestinians have been displaced from their homes, with many forced to live in refugee camps in neighboring countries. In recent years, there has been an increase in forced evictions of Palestinians from their homes in East Jerusalem, with Israeli settlers moving into the vacated properties. This practice is illegal under international law, yet it continues to happen with alarming regularity. Another human rights abuse committed against the Palestinian people is the demolition of their homes. Israel routinely demolishes homes in Palestinian villages and towns, often citing a lack of permits as the reason. However, obtaining a permit is nearly impossible for Palestinians, as Israel only issues a tiny number of permits each year. This has resulted in thousands of Palestinians losing their homes, often with little to no warning, and being forced to live in makeshift structures or with relatives. The restriction of freedom of movement is another human rights abuse that is frequently inflicted upon the Palestinian people. Israel has erected a complex system of checkpoints, walls, and barriers throughout the West Bank and Gaza, which severely restricts the movement of Palestinians. These restrictions make it difficult or impossible for Palestinians to access healthcare, education, and other basic necessities. The restrictions also make it difficult for Palestinians to move freely within their own communities, and to visit family and friends who live in other parts of the West Bank or Gaza. The blockade on Gaza is another example of the human rights abuses committed against the Palestinian people. Since 2007, Israel has imposed a blockade on Gaza, which severely restricts the import and export of goods and services. This has led to a humanitarian crisis in Gaza, with many residents struggling to access basic necessities such as food, water, and medical care. The blockade has also had a devastating impact on the economy of Gaza, with businesses and industries struggling to survive. The human rights abuses committed against the Palestinian people are numerous and widespread. These abuses have a devastating impact on the lives of Palestinians and contribute to the ongoing cycle of violence and conflict in the region. It is important for the international community to speak out against these abuses and to hold those responsible accountable. It is also important to support efforts to find a peaceful and just resolution to the conflict, one that respects the human rights of all people involved.